video sponsored by JJ Drones, the droning veteran, Want to Be Outdoors, Chillin' in Indiana Carl, the Native Wildman, and Big Tiny's Outdoors. Welcome back to Off the Hook Outdoors. I'm Ted, your host, and welcome to another bait making video featuring itMolds. Today, we're going to be doing some Core Shot Ned Worms. So I'm going to take you through the process. Now, this is the first time for me to do the core shots with the Ned rig, so I'm going to take you along. What I have is these metal rods, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these to fit the mold. So stay tuned, and I'll show you how it's done. I got a pair of dikes, I got a pair of, I have a Sharpie. So what I got to do is lay these rods in the mold, and I just lay them in there, and I use a Sharpie to, so we're going to do this. Okay, so I got the gold. We're going to mix it up and see what that looks like. We want it to be, we would just want to have something in there. It can be used in both. It can be used for clear water. So that's just about ready, guys. And I am going to get my core color, and I am going to put it. So I got them all back in the mold, and then I'm going to shoot the color, the core shot. Okay, so let me show you what I got. I got a pair of dikes. I got a pair of wire cutters. I got these metal rods, and these are from yard signs. They're round. They're about an 1/8 inch thick, maybe closer to a 1/4 inch thick. And then I have my mold. So what I'm going to do is, and I also have a Sharpie. So what I got to do is I got to take these rods. I'm going to show you real quick here. And what I have to do is I have to lay these rods in the mold, and I have to mark them so I can cut them to the correct length. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay these in here, and I am going to make a little mark on all of these. Let me make sure I get them all down and correctly cut. So I just lay them in there, and I use a Sharpie to make the mark. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cutters and get them in there and get them cut. And these are a little bit thick, so they're a little bit tough to cut. So we're going to do this. And one more after this. Okay. And one more. And then we will be right back to show you the colors that we're going to use. Okay, so I got the rods in the molds. They're sitting in there nice, so that's they're the right size now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go with a motor oil with an orange core shot. So we're going to mix up some plastic here, and we will start shooting. Now what you got to do is you got to mix. The motor oil is going to be the outside color, and the orange is going to be the inside core shot. So let me mix up some plastic, and we'll be right back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, while the rods are in the mold, I'm going to take some worm oil, and I'm going to coat these rods. What you want to do is you want to coat the rods with the worm oil so the core shot, so these rods will slide out of the baits easier. So what I do is I keep them in the mold, and I just put a little bit of worm oil on them, like so. People can dip them in there too. I just like to brush them while they're in the mold. And we will see how they turn out. Because like I said, guys, this is the first time I'm doing this Core Shot with these Ned baits. I have worked a little bit with the worms, my pig sticks, and that'll be in another video, but I wanted to do these Ned worms today for you guys. And that's going to be in the motor oil and orange. Okay, so we're going to mix up some colors and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to mix up some plastic. We're going to put about a cup of plastic in. This one. And then we're going to also put some plastic in this one. Okay. And we're going to heat this up and we will be right back. Okay, we got about 5 seconds left here, guys. And we're going to pull this out. Okay, let's close this up. And we're going to mix this up. And it looks like it's almost ready. I don't know if you could see that. Let's move it right to here. You should be able to see the colorants in there. So I'm going to add the motor oil to this right now. So what we want to do is mix it up. And we're going to take a couple drops of this. 1, 2, 3. We're going to try 3 drops first. See how that looks. Because we don't want to overwhelm this color. Because you want to be able to see the orange through the Core Shot. You know what I mean? You want to be able to see the core. So that is a little bit light. So we are going to add just another 1 drop. Let's see how that looks. And I think we're looking okay with that. Now, to add a little bit of glitter to this, I'm going to add some gold glitter in here, okay? So we're going to put a little bit of gold glitter in here, and we are going to shoot the shells of this bait, and I'm going to heat up the orange Core Shot here while I'm doing that. So stay with me. Okay, so I got the gold flake here, and we don't need a lot of it. We're just going to put about 1/8 of a teaspoon in, just to give it a little bit of color to it. We're going to mix it up and see what that looks like. Yeah, we don't want a lot. We want it to be, we would just want to have something in there for a little bit of flash, especially for like a clear water bait. But the orange, this bait can be used in both. It could be used for clear water or murky water because of the orange that's going to be in the Core Shot. Okay, so that's just about ready, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this aside. And I am going to get my core color, and I am going to put it in here, and we're going to give it 3 minutes, and we'll be right back. Okay, so while we're heating up that plastic, the core color, I am going to shoot the shells right now, so that it'll give it time to cure. Okay, so I'm going to take a full injector here, and we're going to put it in a bit, and press down. And constant pressure. I know you guys have heard me say it 1,000 times, but it's very important. This is a cold mold right now. I had usually people will put these on hot plates, but I got a comment from Backwoods Barbarian, and he told me use a heat gun to heat them up, which is a pretty good idea. So I can do that. I may get a hot plate too, though. But that was a pretty good idea to use a heat gun to warm up the mold so it flows better. But that's a great idea, actually. So I appreciate the comment, and that's why I like the comments, because people have, you know, ideas that can help you out. So definitely take people's advice when they're commenting on your videos. All right, so we'll be right back. We're going to heat up the core color, and then we'll be back to show you the shells here, and then I'll show you exactly what I do with the shells. Okay, so we got the plastic is ready for some colorant. So we're going to take the orange, and we're going to add a few drops of the orange. 3, 4, 5. Because we want this color to be a little bit more solid than the motor oil. So we're going to take this, and we're going to add a couple more drops. We're going to put 3 more in. 1, 2, 3. And that's the color we want for that. So I am going to pull out the shells and show you what I need to do, the next step for that, and then we will shoot the cores if everything turned out correctly. So stay with me. Okay, so we got the mold here. Now let's see what it looks like. So there is the cores. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these out. I'm going to lay this down here. I'm going to take these out, and they're pretty solid because of the bars that are in them. So you see how they are there, guys? So what I got to do is I'm going to move this mold to the side. You can see how stiff they are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ends and I'm just going to score them, and then I'm going to hopefully be able to slide these right out. Okay, so there's one. We're going to set that down. Can you see? We're going to score it and take them off. And you got to be delicate with them and pull them off. Okay, there's another one. And let me get all these off of here. I won't bore you with me taking them all off, but once I get these all off, I'll show you the next step. Okay, so I got all of my baits, my Ned worms, out of the mold. Okay, so you can see there is no hole over here, and there's a hole right here. So what I got to do is, what I like to do is I like to take a little bit off the ends, because you got to have a hole going through the whole body to make it so the plastic shoots better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each one of these and I'm going to cut a little bit off. And I don't know if you could see the hole right there, but I lay these back in the molds, and this gives it a little bit of that, like, tip is going to be different colors, which I think it looks pretty neat actually. So we're going to take this, and if the front is a little bit messed up, you can also nick a little bit of the front off, because not always do they come out perfect. So, but I take a little bit off of that. Put that right in there, like that. And we'll be right back once I get these all cut for you guys. Okay. So I got them all back in the mold. They're all cut down. So what I got to do is I got to fold this up, put them in. I'm going to put the back in the vise, and then I'm going to shoot the color, the core shot for you guys. Okay, so my orange is ready to go, and I got it a little bit hotter because I'm going to be fusing this to the cold plastic that's in there already. So we're going to take this, we're going to get a full injector here, and then we're going to put it in and we're going to shoot it. And we're going to put constant pressure down, hold it for a little bit, and we'll see how these turn out. Like I said, this is the first time I'm doing these Ned worms in the core shot, so hopefully we get a couple that are that come out okay. Not always is a guarantee that they come out perfect. So leave that go. Put a little bit of, fill the sprue up and squirt the rest in, and we will be right back to see the results. Okay, it's been about 3 minutes, so we are going to take the baits out of the mold, and you can see the core shot. Let me show you. See the outside? You got the motor oil outside and the orange inside, and then see the tip of the orange tip right there? I don't know if you guys can see that real good, but there's an orange tip and then the motor oil. Now the orange looks, now it looks like it's all orange because of the motor oil, but this is a cool looking crayfish color. And you got the gold on the outside and you have the orange on the inside. They all look pretty good here. Let me pull these all off for you guys, and I will show you. See the orange sprue. But these are pretty cool looking. These are almost like a spring crawl color, and they have the orange tip on it. So let me put this back over here, and we got the motor oil, and orange. Core Shots. Okay guys, so I'm going to shoot another round for you. So I'm going to put these back in the mold here, these rods, so you can see, get another idea of how we're doing it. I'm going to get the worm oil, and I'm going to coat these rods with the worm oil. And then spin them around here a little bit and put some worm oil in there. Do that, and then we're going to shoot the cores here as soon as the plastic's ready, and I'll do another round for you guys. Okay, we got the motor oil with the gold flake ready to go. We're going to shoot another set here for you guys. Okay. I really like the way they turned out. I really like that color. So I'll shoot another set for you guys, just to show you how I do it. But the rods are in there. They're oiled with the worm oil. And then you shoot the shell first. And let this set up. And then we will heat up the orange for the core shot. We'll be right back. Alright, so here is the cores. So there's the cores, the shells of the bait. And what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm actually going to put a little bit of black flake in the orange so you can see it a little bit better in here. You can see it in the light like the core shot, but I want you to be able to see the actual core on these baits on camera. So I'm going to add some black, which I think it'll be really cool to add some contrast to it. So I'm going to go ahead and take these shells apart. And let me show you again. These will be pretty stiff. Take the shells, take them out, and I use the scissors to score the edges of these, and I will take these off and we will be right back. Okay, so I got the shells back in the mold. I'm going to close this up and we're going to put it in the vise, and then I'm going to show you what I do. I'm going to add some of the black to the orange here in a second. Okay, we got a couple seconds here, and then I got the black flake here, so we're going to add the black flake to this. Once we get this out, pull this out here, move it over so you could see it, mix the orange up a little bit, and then we're going to put a little bit of black, and we're going to put like 1/8 of a teaspoon of black in here just to break it up a bit. And that will make the orange darker. Anytime you add black glitter to anything, it darkens up the color a little bit. So we gotta try to mix this all in there really good, which that looks pretty good. And then I'm gonna put this in for another 20 seconds to get it a little bit hotter than the plastic, you know, so it confuse the plastics together. Just makes for a better like bond. So I'm gonna put this back and I will show you how we shoot it in a second. Okay, so we got the orange is ready to go. And we're going to get the injector, get it ready here. Pull some of the plastic out of the cup and shoot it into our mold. And constant pressure. And we'll wait a few seconds because you want this to fuse to the already cold plastic that's in there already. Okay. So pull that out, fill the sprue up a little bit, and then put the rest in the cup, and then we will be right back to show you the color with the black flake in it. Okay, so it's been about 3 minutes, guys. We're going to take this, hopefully you guys can see this, and we are going to open it up, and you can see the black inside there. So let's take these out and pull these. Well, let me cut these off real quick. Let me cut a couple of them off for you guys to see. And we will cut them all off for you. Let me get them here. Boom. Okay, put that back in there. Take these out, and you can see the black tips with the orange, and you can see some black inside there. So that is the motor oil and orange with with the orange Core Shot, and then the motor oil with the black Core Shot. There you go. All right, we'll be right back, guys. Okay, well, there you have it. We have the Ned Worms Core Shot, one with the orange and black, and one with just the orange with the motor oil shell. So that's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel, make a comment, and share us out. Also, check out itMolds. They're in the description of my video. They have some great products. If you want to start bait making yourself, go to itMolds and check out all their products that they have. So if you get a chance, like I always say, please take a kid fishing or hunting. We want to preserve the sport and pass it on to future generations. And that does it for this video. Take care, and we will see ya. If you'd like to subscribe to our channel, please hit that off the hook logo. And thank you for your support.